You join me today at a very wet Lake District. I've got up at stupid o'clock, drove up from Southampton to here, the Lake District. This is Keswick, this is Derwentwater behind me, and beautiful day in Southampton, all the way on the motorways up until the Lake District, and then the heavens opened. They called it the Lake District for a good reason. So what are we doing up here? I'm a member of the 617 Club, and there's a group of us have got together and hired out a youth hostel, which apparently is Britain's most remote youth hostel, and we're hiking to it tomorrow, which, to be honest with you, I'm not looking forward to the hike. We've got camera gear, we've got enough food and provisions for 3 days, 2 nights, so backpacks are going to be heavy, and with all the camera gear. So yeah, that's going to be quite a struggle. It's over 9 kilometers, or we can shorten it, but it involves going up and over a ridge that's quite a climb. So I think we've all decided to do the valley because the weather's pretty grim. So I've booked into a hotel in Keswick just for tonight, and then off tomorrow to meet up with them, ready for the walk-in to the hostel. Just thought I'd come out and get some fresh air, having been stuck in the car for 7 hours, something like that. I've lost count. And we've got some light over there, which has caught my eye. We've got some trees in the water. So the first composition of the trip. So that's the composition I've got so far. I've got the 6-stop ND filter on here, and I've got the VND, which is a polarizer as well. So I've dialed it into my liking. We've got some surface disruptions, which I'm hoping to smooth out. Right, that looks a little bit overexposed to me. Yeah, I got my ISO up way too high. So let's turn that down. I think it's 160. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, that's still F11, 15 seconds. Still a lot of filtration going on to smooth things out. So that shot was about 2 stops there. So yeah, we're about 8 stops of filtration of ND, and it was 15 seconds. Okay, I have managed to get down lower, but I'm running out of, there's like a shingle beach here, well, mud beach. And we've gone for this sort of shot here to capture that wall with the graffiti on it, and I've just tried to position the top of that wall just to hide the surface of the lake beyond, but I wanted to be able to see the hills. So same settings as before, 160, F11, and about 15-second exposure with 7-8 stops of neutral density. Again, I'm still attracted to these trees in the water and the light in the clouds and the mist in the distance. So I'm going with the 110 lens now. Let's show you what we got. There's a stump just to the right here, which I'm trying to cut out, and there's also stumps or jetties to the left that I'm trying to cut out. And it's a little bit tricky. I can't get rid of both. I don't know if you can see that. Let's make that brighter. Yeah, so I'm struggling to get rid of both. I focus on the tree, as you can see. I'm going to be shooting at probably F11, I think we'll go down to. And I'm going to be putting some ND on this to start my shutter speed to smooth out the water surface, because it's just too rippled with the wind. So let's give that a shot. Again, I've got the 6-stop filter on, the variable ND, which is giving me 1 stop. It's a variable ND stroke polarizer. Don't think I've got much polarization dialed in. Didn't really want it, I wanted the reflection. Closing in now, and it's raining, it's miserable. Welcome to the Lake District. Climbed to the top of the mound above the lake, and it's quite a nice scenic view all the way around here. If only the weather was a little bit kinder. This is towards Keswick Centre now, which is where we'll be heading shortly. Steeple Tower there, and back around to the lake. Why didn't we use the cars? So we finally set off from the car park.
I don't like being on camera.
I know you don't. Hi ho, hi ho. It's off to work we go.
According to this, the 9.65.
About a third of the way in. Starting a gentle climb up now. These lovely moss covered stones and trees. Well into the walk now, another 2 miles and we'll be there. This is the Challenge Charlie group. That's a pillar. Lake in the distance where we've parked at the far end of. So that might be it just past that rock somewhere. I don't know. Up here somewhere. And there she is, middle of the screen. We've made it. Round the valley. It's very spread out. We've got a couple already in the hut, us in the middle and a couple behind. And action! Welcome to Black Sails Youth Hostel. Just under 12,000 steps and just under 2.5 hours. So we've decamped at Black Sails and dropped all the heavy stuff off and the food off and quickly run out to catch the last dying hours of light in the area locally and stumbled upon this composition. So we're on the GF30 lens and we're at f11 160 1.3. Got filtration on, we got 1-stop ND, polarised, and we got the Teletubbies disappearing into the distance beyond the little mound. Let's take the shot. So we've got the light at the end of the valley coming in, and we've got this lovely tree and this river. So on the GFX 50R with the GF30 lens again, and I've got 1-stop ND and polarisation on this, and we are at 400 ISO. I wanted a 1 second exposure or thereabouts to blur, but not overly blur the stream, and f16. I wanted a decent depth of field to get some of the foreground stones and water in focus, and also that tree. So really like that shot. Let's take it and we'll. Yeah, just a little bit of motion there. It's quite nice. So whilst climbing down to do the previous shot, looking down the river, sort of the rapids and the tree and the valley in the distance, I've walked my way along the bank, and I like this little scene here. All the water draining down from the grasses bouncing on these wet rocks and pebbles and the grassy growing in between. I thought that looked really cool. We've got the polarizer and one-stop ND on. We're at 1.3 seconds and f5.6 400 ISO. Let's take the shot. I'm going to do 2 shots. That's f16. I'm going to go to f3.5 and dial in some ND on that because I still want a slow shutter speed. And I'm going to dial into about a second, a little bit less than that I can do. So we're going to dial down our ISO to say 100. I'm going to take the shutter speeds to about a second. It's quite fast moving water, and then I'm going to just adjust the variable ND to give me my exposure. And make sure I've focused up on the foreground on that one. So I wanted to get these grasses in the foreground sharp. Let's take that shot. Okay, we're really running out of light here. It's getting quite dark. It's got quite cold.
Can't convey to the video camera just how dark it's getting.
Yeah, yeah. So simple shot, we're at f2 with the 110 lens, focused on the tree, and I'm going to do a bit of a panel on this one. 1. 2. 3. If you go up to just above that tree, we've got Great Gable, Windy Gap, and Green Gable. It's Green Gable, Windy Gap, Great Gable.
But yeah, that's great. That's green, I think. And one of these is fell.
Yeah, got that. There you go. Lucky enough, Andrew knows where he is.